Hanlock Field for Portland High School baseball. Today, the Bulldogs entertain the Knights of Noble High School in an SMAA league contest. Today is Senior Day at Portland High School, the occasion where we honor 8 baseball athletes playing their final season for the Bulldogs. The Portland baseball community would like to thank each of these student athletes for their contribution to their sport, their school, and their community. We'll now recognize each of the seniors individually, introduce their representatives here this evening, and have a presentation of flowers. The first student athlete to be represented is Nick Archambault. Nick is joined by his mother, Virginia. Thanks, Mom, for everything. Nick is off to Yale University in the fall. Next, we honor Ken Barnard. Ken is accompanied by his mother, Donna, his dad, Charles, his brothers, Charles and William, and his sister, Annika. Ken will be attending USM in the fall. Next, we recognize Tommy Joyce. Tommy is joined today by his mother, Janet. Tommy will be going to St. Joe's in the fall to study education and continue his baseball career. Jake Nope. Jake is joined today by his mother, Alyssa, his father, Dave, his brother, Sam, and his grandparents, Ellen and Fran Schneet. Jake will be attending Manhattan College to study engineering and hopes to be playing baseball. Giovanni Ruotolo, represented today by his dad, Andre Ruotolo, and his mother, Tatum Thistle. Gio will be attending the University of Maine, Farmington in the fall, and will continue his baseball career. Sam Siegel, joined this afternoon by his mom, Madeline, his dad, Ruben, his brother, Steve Siegel, and by Allie Glick. Sam is going to attend Clark University to study political science. Dominic Tachi. Joining Dom today, his mother Jan Tachi, his brothers Donnie and Danny, sisters Allie, Greg, Graham, and Brett. Dom will be attending the University of Maine in the fall to study environmental science. And lastly, Dylan White, accompanied by his grandmother, Donna Holmes, his dad, David White, his brother, David Gore, and his girlfriend, Catherine Kane. Dylan will be attending Norwich University in the fall to study mechanical engineering, and he will be playing football. A sincere congratulations and a hearty thank you to Portland's 8 senior baseball athletes. Thank you, everyone. Now here are today's starting lineups and batting orders for this afternoon's game. First for Noble, coached by Adam Hale. Leading off, the second baseman, number 6, Kobe Johnson. Hitting second and playing left field, number 5, Matt Chambers. Batting third, the center fielder, number 7, Casey Rogers. Hitting cleanup and playing third base, number 16, Jake LaCroix. Hitting fifth and pitching, number 13, Jackson Vandenberg. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, number 18, James Passion. Batting seventh and playing first base, number 12, Dalton Meager. Hitting eighth and catching, number 14, Jared Brondon. Batting ninth and playing right field, number 4, Ian Dudley. And starting at shortstop for the Knights, number 3, Duncan McGilvery. And now for your Bulldogs. Leading off, the designated hitter, number 27, Sam Siegel. Hitting second and playing second base, number 2, Dom Tachi. Batting third, the shortstop, number 22, Jake Nope. Batting cleanup and playing center field, number 34, Nick Ashenbo. Batting fifth and pitching, number 10, Tom Joyce. Batting sixth and playing first base, number 20, Donnie Tachi. Batting seventh and playing right field, number 6, Ken Barnard. Batting eighth, the third baseman, number 8, Gio Rotolo. Batting ninth and catching, number 14, Dylan White. And starting in left field for the Bulldogs, number 18, Ben Sawyer. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we would ask that you please rise as we honor America with the singing of our national anthem. The anthem will be sung for us today by Miss Julia Martin, a senior at Portland High School.
Let's rise and bright star.
The second baseman.
Here we go. Here we go, Seth. It's good to have you back in the broadcast booth.
It's good to be back. Leading off for Noble is number 6, Colby Johnson. Tom Joyce, the pitcher. First pitch is a ball.
And Seth is back from college. He's got all his classes done, so he's here, and hopefully we get some playoff games in.
And right on the outside corner for strike one. So 1-1 count. Johnson hits it back into the net. 1-2 count. Two and two count.
Yeah, with nobody on base, the catcher for Portland was like, I'll let somebody else get it. That was way outside.
It's popped up and in foul territory. Still 2-2 count.
It's nice to have you here, Seth, because you keep the book and you do play-by-play, and I had to do all three, and it's hard enough doing one thing at once.
And right on the inside corner for strike three.
The left fielder, number 5, Matt Chambers.
So now batting is number 5, Matt Chambers.
Well, it's a good way to start the game off with a strikeout looking.
And right down the middle for strike one.
Weather's still a little cool here, and we're at the end of May.
In the dirt, 1-1 count. And it's hit to Dom Tachi and just gets him.
Whoa. No instant replay in baseball. It's one of those bang-bang plays. And the hitter for Noble thought he was safe, but
The center fielder,
It might have been, his foot might have been right over the bag when he got the ball. So now batting is Casey Rogers. Ball one.
and Seth, this year you haven't done a game, but they do have a pitch count now.
And just fair. Fielded by Sawyer. So Casey Rogers gets a 2-out double.
And that thing was a rocket. There was, the third baseman's playing pretty close to the line, but
Now batting is Jake LaCroix. Right down the middle for strike one. One on one count. And the pitcher steps backwards. No one was there at second to get the ball. and it's hit into right, and Rogers slipped, but Tachi didn't see it.
Number 13, Jackson.
Yeah, I had the camera on home plate, so I didn't see the slip at third. You know, I was expecting. What do you think, Seth? You saw the play. Do you think he was going to head home? I had the camera
It looked like
at home.
he was going to head home, and I think the coach stopped him, and he slipped trying to get back.
Yeah, it's
and
tough.
he was about a fourth of the way to home.
Think it would have been a close play?
If he threw over, probably would have been close. It's popped foul.
Yeah.
1-1 count.
That's why I had the camera at home plate and anticipating that he was going to run, because generally, a hit out to the outfield like that, the guy is going to score from second. So
batting is Jackson Vandenberg. Fouled back. So 1-2 count.
And I am surprised that the runner at first hasn't taken off to second base yet.
And Vandenberg can help himself out with a hit. And it's hit into center, and it gets past Archambault, and that's going to score 2. So Rogers and LaCroix score on Vandenberg's double.
Boy, Archambault just needed one more foot, and I think he would have made a beautiful play on that. As it was, it went off his glove, just too far away. He was shading towards right field.
James Hassam is batting.
Well, it was almost a great play, but when you got to run that far, it's tough to catch up to it when it's coming down.
It's a quick 0-2 count.
And that was a pretty good shot, too. I mean, that was a line drive out there. So now Portland's in a hole.
What started off as a quick 2 outs has turned into 2 runs.
And a lot of pitches. And like I said, with the pitch count, even though it's only 7 in a game, I mean, these add up quick.
And Dom Tachi with the jump and reach to get the 3rd out.
Boy, they needed that.
So at the end of the half, it's Noble 2, Portland coming up.
After 1 half inning, Noble. Setting the Knights defensively, the left fielder is Matt Chambers, in center field Casey Rogers, and in right Ian Dudley. The third baseman is Jake LaCroix, the shortstop Duncan McGilvery, at second base Kobe Johnson, and at first Dalton Eager. The catcher is Jared Brandon, and today's pitcher, number 13, Jackson Vandenberg.
And we're back for the bottom of the first. Leading off for Portland is Sam Siegel, who's the DH. So ball 1. And on the outside corner for strike 1. And Vandenberg not wasting any time with these pitches.
Everything seems to be high and outside.
And ball 4. So lead off walk.
The second baseman,
And that pitch that was called a strike was kind of close to being outside too. And we'll keep our eye out on the runner at first base to see if he takes off. But with a lefty up there, he may stay close to home.
And another one outside. So Dom Tachi is batting. And he checks over the runner at first.
And Tachi made a beautiful play at second to end that inning.
It's 1-1 count.
If that ball had gotten over his head, that would have been another run.
And 2 quick strikes. And outside for ball 2. 2-2 count. And Siegel went, and he's out.
Well, beautiful throw, nice catch and tag.
So it's a 3-2 count. Fouls it off. And ball 4.
Oh,
So 2 walks so far.
the Bulldogs shortstop, number 22, Jake Nope.
well, watching the catcher. Go ahead, Seth.
Now batting is Jake Nope. Strike 1.
And watching the catcher during warm-ups, he's got a pretty good arm for Noble.
And Nope hits it into right. And Dudley comes up with the second out.
The center fielder, number 34, Nick Ashenball.
Batting for Portland is Nick Archambault. Tachi still at first. And it's hit into right, and it's fouled. And it's lined into the outfield. Tachi goes to third. Rogers didn't throw it in right away, so Tachi took the opportunity to go to third.
The pitcher, number 10,
Well, that was a heads-up base running play because any hesitation out there, and third base is definitely yours, and he took it.
Now batting is Tom Joyce. It's outside for ball 1.
And Tachi headed down the third base line to kind of tease the catcher a little bit, but I'd be careful of that catcher.
And it's popped up by Joyce. And Chambers gets the third out. So at the end of 1, it's Noble 2,
first, no
Portland 0.
no errors as before the first inning. The left fielder is Ben Sawyer. In center field, Dick Archambault, and in right, Ken Bryant. The third baseman is Gio Rutoro. The shortstop, Jake Rope. At second base, Don Tachi. And at first, Donnie Tachi. The catcher is Dylan White. And today's starting pitcher is number 10, Tom Joyce.
Leading off for Noble in the top of the second is Dalton Meager. Ball one. Two and 0 count. Three and 1 count. And it's foul tipped into the glove, so it's 3 and 2 count.
And that was a beautiful pitch right over the plate. That was pitcher against batter, and the pitcher won that one.
And a strike 3 on the outside corner.
That's that generous high school strikeout.
Catcher, number 14, Jared Grondin.
Now batting is Jared Grondin. Strike 1. One and 1 count. Outside for ball 2. And it's hit fair. And Rotolo drops it.
Yeah, that was going to be a very close play, even if he had got his hands on it. They give him a hit, which, you know, totally understand that one. That would have been tough.
Now batting is Ian Dudley. Ball 1. And with the lefty on the mound, Grondin is probably not going to take off.
Yeah, he wasn't that far off the bag, but, you know, the pitcher decided, you know, hey, I know you're over there, I can see you.
And every time he throws over, Grondin will probably take one more step. And he takes off.
And was that a foul tip? And it was not a foul tip, because he did swing at it. And, you know, it was a heads-up play. He had no strikes on him.
So 1 and 1 count. Up high for ball 2.
You know, when you swing at it, throws the catcher off just a little bit, and it looks like we're going to have a pitcher for Portland warming up, number 21. And we'll get you who that is here. Seth is grabbing the paperwork. His mounds of paperwork he's got over there.
It's Jackson Villani going to warm up.
Trying to get through the fence, and they've made it through the fence, and the umpires say play ball. They were holding up there until they could find the right handle and open the door.
Strike two. So it's a 2-2 count.
Yeah, Portland, they're playing a team that's not in the playoffs at this point with like a week to go.
And timeout called by the catcher.
And, this would be a very, very big win for Noble if they would have beat Portland. So down 2-0 already here. Portland cannot let that runner at second base even get close to home, and there's only one out.
And ball three. Ball four. So Dudley at first now.
And
Grondin at second.
And I think Portland, they have this game and I think 2 other games this week before the season's over, and they're playing for a bye in the first round. So every game here is very important.
Colby Johnson at the plate for Noble. And it looks like he's gonna bunt.
Yeah, and you can see the first baseman is not holding on the runner, and he's got a lead, a huge lead.
And he's swinging away. It's caught by Barnard in right for the second out.
The left fielder, number 5, Matt Chambers.
And the runner on second didn't even attempt to tag up and run, which I'm a little surprised at, but...
Matt Chambers at the plate. It's called a ball. Ball two. Strike one. And it's blooped into center, and Archambault is there for the third out. So at the end of the top of the second, it's still Noble 2, Portland nothing. Leading off for Portland in the bottom of the second is Donnie Tachi.
And play being held up again as someone else is going through the door in the outfield, and here we go.
Outside for ball one. 2-0 count. On the outside corner for strike one. It's fouled. 2-2 count. And foul ball. In the dirt for ball 3. It's a full count.
Almost looked like it hit him.
And he hits it, and it's caught by Matt Chambers running to his
The right fielder, number 6, Ken
left.
Screen right, player left. Well, Seth, you used to play in left field, so you probably had to have it in your head which way it was running, because you're looking at it from this perspective instead of that perspective.
2-1 count.
Yeah, Vandenberg looks like he's got a dinner date or something. He is very fast there on the mound.
And Barnard
The Bulldog third baseman,
on first with a walk.
Gio
Gio Rotolo now batting for Portland. And it's grounded to third, but Barnard is the only one to get thrown out. So it's 2 outs now with Dylan Wyke at the plate.
The catcher,
That was a beautiful play by the third baseman. I think he hesitated just a hair to kind of see where he wanted to go, second or first, and that may have just been enough not to double it up, but I mean, that was a great play. Great play.
And over the head of Wyke for ball 1.
And it's plays like that that's going to keep Noble, Portland from scoring. I mean,
Wyke hits it
ooh,
back to LaCroix, and he throws to second for the third out.
he almost took his foot off the bag, but beautiful play and some handshakes over there for some great defense.
And at the end of 2, it's still Noble 2, Portland nothing. Leading off, Noble in the top of the third is Casey Rogers, who looks at strike 1. And it's hit into center, and Archambault is there for the first out.
the third baseman,
Now batting is Jake LaCroix, who had 2 balls hit to him in the bottom of the second. Now is a chance to get on base. It's an 0-1 count. right over the plate for strike 2. In the dirt for ball 1. And it's hit through into left, so LaCroix gets on with a 1-out single.
The pitcher, number 13.
Now batting is Jackson Vandenberg, who had a double his last time up, which scored both of Noble's runs. And it's lined into center. So Vandenberg is now 2-2.
Well, there may be one out, but Portland's in a little bit of trouble again here.
James Asher.
That's the 6th hit for Noble through 2 1/3 inning.
Now batting is James Hashem. And it's popped up, arching ball underneath it for the 2nd out.
And no chance for the runners to advance on that one. It was hit in the right spot to keep that from happening. Not too deep, and to the left side of the second base bag.
Now batting is Dalton Meager. And it's and LaCroix is going to score.
Everybody moves up on the throw. Throw was way offline. And so we're going to have a visit to the mound. This could be a pitching change.
So Vandenberg
And
is
it
at
is.
3rd. And Meager moves over on the throw to 2nd. And
So number 21's coming in, and it looks like we're going to have possibly one other positional change. I saw we're going to have number 20 go out to the outfield. And who's going to take over first? Number 20 was playing where? First base?
yeah, so Donnie Tocci looks like is going out to the
Maybe left field?
outfield, and
And
Tom Joyce goes from pitcher to first.
So, and I think Tocci is going to take over
Ben Sawyer's spot.
left. Is that left field?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So we'll see when we get back what happens.
Attention please, now pitching for Portland.
And so
The batter is for
Jackson
number 14.
Villani is the new pitcher. It's a ball to Jared Gordon.
And we're not quite sure where Tocci went. I'm thinking it's right field. He made a switch with the right fielder who went over to left. We'll try to get that.
In the dirt for ball 2.
So let's see if we can see a number out there. Number 6 went to left field.
So Ken Barnard is in left. So Tocci went to right, and he's out trying to go to second.
But the 2 runs do score.
designated hitter, number 27, Sam Siegel.
So leading off the bottom of the third for Portland is Sam Siegel. It's 5-0 Noble.
Yeah, though, that hole that was 2-0 just got much deeper.
2-1 count.
You know, and if Noble wins this game, they're only one spot out of the playoffs. There could be enough points in this win, if they win, to put them in the bottom of the playoff list. So they're playing for something.
And it's a strike 3. So 1 out. Dom Tachi now batting for Portland. Strike 1.
So far, Vandenberg has limited Portland to just 1 hit.
And it's fouled.
Fans on the Noble side all ducking.
So it's a 0-2 count. Ball 1.
Well, Vandenberg's been keeping that ball away from everybody. Everything's been outside. Except, you know, that pitch, he's trying to put the hook on it, but
And Tachi gets on. And they're calling it a hit. So Tachi on with a 1-out single.
The shortstop, number 22.
Now batting is Jake Nope. And Nope hits it into the gap. And Tachi is going to go home. And that's the first run for Portland.
nice to have a little bit of speed on the base pass. But that was a great shot there by Nope.
The center fielder, number 34.
Now batting is Nick Archambault.
Well, you know, Portland with a chance to chip away again here. Yeah, that hit right between the center fielder and the right fielder. They were going to run a while.
It's a strike 1. And Nope moves over to third on.
I think that was a pass ball. That's what I'd call it.
So it's 1-1 count.
Well, Portland can score a run here on a productive out to the outfield. Just got to put it, or, you know, someplace.
2-2 count.
Try to take advantage of that pass ball.
Up high for ball 3. Ball 4. So Archambault goes to first.
The first baseman,
Tom Joyce batting for Portland.
Joyce.
And Archambault takes a big lead. It's outside for ball 1.
I wouldn't be surprised to see him take off here, because they do need, you know, they need runs.
And Archambault slides back in, but there was no throw. It's outside for ball 3.
Yeah, like I said, this pitcher, he's trying to get everything outside off the plate.
Strike 1. So it's a 3-1 count with 1 out. Runners on the corners. And Joyce hits it into center, and Rogers misjudged it and had to catch it over his head. And so Nope tags up and scores the second run for Portland.
Well, that's a productive out, and I thought for sure there was going to be a little miscommunication out there between the center fielder and the right fielder, but the center fielder did his job and called him off.
Now batting is Donnie Tachi. And Grondin throws over to first. Outside for ball 2.
And I think as of right now, Portland has more players on base by walk than they do by hits. I think it's 4-3, isn't it?
That is right. And it's grounded to Johnson, and he throws over to the first for the third out. But not after Portland getting 2 runs back onto the board. So after 3, it's Noble 5, Portland 2. So leading off the top of the 4th is Ian Dudley. It's ball 1.
And it looks like Portland's got another pitcher warming up out there.
2-0 count. Quick 3-0 count. In there for strike 1. Hit to Nope, and he throws over and gets Dudley for the first out. So it's back to the top of the order. Colby Johnson batting for Noble. Bunted, it was popped up. Not high enough for anyone to get there quick enough. So Portland, every single inning has gotten the first out, and that's when everything breaks loose. One to one count. And it's hit into center. Archambault is there for the second out. So for Portland, it's really important to get this out right here.
The left fielder, number 5, Matt Chambers.
Johnson
number 9 program.
Two and one count. It's ball 4.
The center fielder, number 7.
Now batting is Casey Rogers.
Well, Seth, you did say that a couple of times they've gotten the first 2 outs, and then, you know, it hasn't been easy. And here we go again.
And he went, and it's bobbled by Wyke. So Chambers gets over to second cleanly. Ball 2.
We could see a pitching change here if he walks him.
In there for strike 1.
Because it looks like the pitcher out in the bullpen for Portland is done warming up.
Ball 3. And ball 4. And it's a pass ball. So Chambers goes over to third.
The third baseman, number 16, Jake LaCroix.
So Jake LaCroix at the plate.
Big out here. They can't give any of those 2 runs back that Portland just got.
In the dirt for ball 1. And Wyke throws over to third, trying to get Chambers. So it's a 2-1 count. And it's just foul. So it's a 2-2 count.
And that's a good thing that that was foul, because I'm not sure that the third baseman would have gotten anybody out and a run would have scored.
And got him swinging. So Portland gets out of the inning without letting up a run.
No runs, no hits.
So at the end of 3.5,
After 3 1/2 innings, Noble
it's
5.
Noble 5, Portland 2. And leading off for Portland in the bottom of the fourth is Ken Barnard. It's in there for strike one. And the third base, playing in. And swinging strikeout.
The third baseman, number 8, Gio Rotolo.
Gio Rotolo at the plate for Portland. In there for strike one. It's 1-1 count. And it's popped up. And the second baseman calls everyone off, gets the second out.
And the first baseman for Noble, once he was called off, he realized that he had to get back over to first in case the ball happened to drop. There was no one on the bag.
Dylan Wyke at the plate for Portland. Ball one. It's 1-1 count. And Wyke hits it to LaCroix and safe at first. And that's an error on LaCroix.
We're going to have a pinch runner. Let's see who they send out to pinch run for the catcher, Wyke.
We're attempting batting for Siegel, number 18, Ben Sawyer.
So Ben Sawyer is batting for Sam Siegel.
And in to run is
Cam King.
number 7. And coach for Portland discussing moves with the umpire, and it's taken just a hair longer, trying to straighten this situation out. Let's see what they come up with. And we're going to take a short break. Now we're going to have the umpire go over and say something to the other team. And the public address announcer here, Don, said that it looks like Portland is going to lose their DH with this move. Positional player will now hit for themselves on this pinch hit. The only bad thing here is the pitcher for Noble is used to working very quickly with his.
I see the problem. He's come out of the game. He wasn't in the game anymore. Sawyer. He was a left fielder.
Oh, so Don is explaining it, and I do see what happened is the left fielder was already out of the game. When they made the pitching change earlier I think in the second inning.
And it's into to right. It's a throwing error on LaCroix. So that's 2 errors so far on LaCroix.
And so now with 2 outs, Portland has something going on.
The second baseman, number 2, Dom Tachi.
Now batting is Dom Tachi. Ball 1.
You know, hopefully Portland, we don't want to get too greedy here. At least 1 run would be nice here to make it just a 2-run advantage for Noble. It's only the bottom of the 4th.
And Portland has to capitalize on the 2 errors by LaCroix.
Yeah, you're right. You don't capitalize on it, that would be unfortunate.
And ball 4. So it's bases loaded
Wow, that
with Jake Nope coming up.
The shortstop, number 22, Jake Nope.
you know, and the pitcher for Noble, he was on a roll, and all of that time just slowed him down.
Ball 1.
And Noble does not have anyone warming up in their bullpen.
And Nope
Ooh,
hits it to Johnson, and the first baseman has to scoop it into his glove.
yeah, they were very fortunate on that one, and unfortunately for Portland, they didn't score.
3 left. After 4,
So after 4, it's Noble 5, Portland 2.
the pitcher, number 13, Jackson Vandenberg.
Leading off the top of the 5th is Jackson Vandenberg. Cam King is catching. And oh, and 2 count. It's foul. And Dom Tachi gets the first out.
Bailey had to move. You like those nice plays.
The designated hitter,
Now batting is James Hashem. 0-1 count. And it's fielded by Nope and gets the second out.
That could have been a pretty ugly play over there with the third baseman running in front of Nope. But Nope stayed with it.
first baseman, number 12, Dalton Meager.
Now batting is Dalton Meager. See if Portland can get the third out. One and 0 count. And it's out to Archambault, and he gets the third out. So that's Portland's first 1-2-3 inning. And it's a clean inning. So after 4.5, it's Noble 5, Portland 2. Leading off for Portland is Nick Archambault. Up high for ball 1. Two no count. And it's popped up. And I'm calling it foul.
Well, we'll have to check the instant replay here when we go to edit it. What do you think, Seth? I couldn't really tell.
I mean, it was close, so
and we know all the Portland fans over there, everybody in the stands are umpires, and they called it all fair. So
ball 3, so full count.
all right, got to be careful of this pitch. We need base runners.
Fouled back. Still a 3-2 count. And it's lined into center. So Archambault with a leadoff single. Tom Joyce
The first baseman,
is
number 10,
batting for
Tom
Portland.
Joyce.
Joyce calls time.
Something in his eye.
In the dirt for ball 1. And it's hit into the gap and bobbled by Rogers. And it's over the head of the catcher. So Joyce takes second. So Archambault getting called to go home, scores the 3rd run for Portland, and heads up base running by Joyce to go over to second on the overthrow of Grondin.
Yeah, I mean, Joyce was definitely not going to second, and but he's there now.
So batting is Donnie Tachi.
And third baseman, first baseman playing in. Portland now only down by 2.
Grondin going to talk to the Vandenberg.
With a chance to add one more here with nobody out.
And it's into right. So Donnie Tachi gets a single, moves Joyce to third. And are we having a...
Well, Noble pitcher is warming up, but I don't think he's been out there that long. But we'll see what happens. We're going to take a break here.
Number 29.
And we're back. So pinch hitting for Ken Barnard is Will Snyder.
Snyder with a chance to knock in a run here if he can just get the ball to the outfield.
It's fouled back. It's 0-1 count. Joyce at third. Donnie Tachi at first. And lays off for a 1-1 count.
So nobody out. Runners on first and third here in the bottom of the fifth.
He hits it into...
And that should get a run home. Nice.
So Snyder gets an RBI sacrifice fly to bring in
Beautiful.
Joyce.
Way to go. You're going to make a productive out there. And the key thing now is there's only one out with a runner still on first, and we got a one-run ball game.
Now batting is Gio Rotolo.
The third baseman, number 8, Gio Rotolo.
And he's safe. So Tachi.
And I think he
coach
slid.
Going out to argue the call.
I think he slid underneath the tag. The sweep tag totally missed him. And I know that this could be stalling to get his other pitcher warmed up, or he just needed an explanation. And I think it's as simple as, he slid underneath the tag and he tried to, swish tag him there, and he just totally missed him.
And it's over the head.
Wow! That ball just...
So Rotolo gets a triple by hitting it over Casey Rogers' head.
Wow! I mean, I'm tracking the ball and it looked like just a regular pop-up. And that ball just kept traveling like it hit the jet stream.
And it's a tie ball game with only one out still.
And a runner on third. That ball just kept going and going. That was amazing.
So Cam King.
Oh, they're going to check and see if he missed the bag. And the umpire says no, he did tag it. But, you might as well take that chance. It doesn't cost you anything to check and see if he missed the bag.
So Cam King batting. And it's popped up.
Oh, and this could be a tough play.
And it falls. And they don't pick it up in enough time. And Portland takes their first lead.
Yeah, as soon as that ball went up, I knew it was going to be a tough play. And there was some miscommunication there.
And they're calling it a hit.
And we have a timeout here.
And
The pitcher, number 35.
he did touch the plate
Riley.
with his back heel. And Brian Riley and King are talking to the coach.
Well, what a turn of events here. in the bottom of the 5th.
And it's a bunt, and it's foul. Oh, and 1 count. One and one. And it's a good bunt by Riley to...
And he took it. He's safe. He did. He took his foot off the bag before he caught the ball. And now the coach again for Noble is out. But his foot was off the bag, and there was nothing he could do about that. That ball was up high. He had to reach for it.
And it was called a bad throw. Still 1 out. Cam King on second.
Second baseman, number 2.
Brian Riley
Varsity.
at first.
Yeah, nothing the first baseman could do about that. He had to reach for the ball.
Dom Tachi. And he was caught stealing. But Brian Riley moves to second. Two and 0, 3-0 count.
I'm not sure why he ran, if there was a play on or not.
And it's lined into right, and Riley scores the 5th run for Portland this half inning.
The shortstop, number 22, Jake Nope.
And the wheels have come off the Noble bus this half inning.
Jake Nope batting. Strike 1. One and 2 count. And Portland's had everyone come up to bat this inning.
This is the 9th batter.
Checks on the runner but doesn't throw over. And it's a strike 3 on the swing, and it gets past the catcher.
Boy, we've seen just about everything go wrong for Noble this half inning.
The center fielder, number 34, Nick Archambault.
Nick Archambault, who led off the inning, is now batting again. 1-1 count. Strike 2.
Boy, and you can see Archambault definitely would love to have that same pitch back again.
It's fouled back. Still a 1-2 count. And that's a strike 3.
Yeah, Archambault not too happy about that. But here in high school ball, and after an inning like that, the strike zone tends to be a little bit larger.
So at the end of 5, it's Portland 7, Noble 5. Leading off Noble in the top of the 6th is Jared Grondin. In there for ball 1.
And little distraction up there.
1-1 count.
The Canadian Geese heading over to Back Cove. We just missed one pitch.
2-1 count.
And the Geese are like, you know, hey, 700 miles south, it's warmer than it is here.
3-1 count.
But they still head this way anyway.
And it's foul ball, so full count. And it's hit into left, and it's caught.
That was number 20.
The right fielder, number 4, Ian Dudley.
Now batting is Ian Dudley.
Beautiful catch out there, running catch by number 20 for Portland.
It's Will Barnard. It's popped up, and it's foul. It's 1-1 count. And it's over the head of Snyder.
The second baseman, number 9, Kobe Johnson.
So Colby Johnson batting for Noble. Throws over, called safe. And Snyder gets it first out And not enough time to get the second out. So and not sure what they called.
They must have called him out. He must have been called out. It was a bang bang play. So I think we're all surprised here. Up in the broadcast booth, we thought he was safe, but evidently he's out.
I think it was an interference. That's what I overheard.
So the interference on the play going into second.
Yes.
Okay.
So at the end of 5 or 5.5, it's Portland 7, Noble 5. And we're back for the bottom of the 6th. Leading off for Portland is Tom Joyce. And a new pitcher for Noble is Andrew Bahai.
Not sure what's going on here. Umpires, maybe
The Portland players were a little too far outside the dugout.
oh,
1-0 count. 2-0 count. Right down the middle for strike 1. Strike 2. 2-2 count. It's foul. Up high for ball 3.
just a bit outside.
It's full count. Fouled off.
And lights are not coming on here yet. It's definitely getting overcast. There is another game coming on, going to be played right after this at 7 o'clock.
And ball 4. So Tom Joyce gets on with a walk.
And we're going to have a pinch runner, number 24.
It's Vincent Pasquale.
So with nobody out here and a runner on first, Portland looking to add possibly an insurance run if they can move some of these guys along.
One and no count. Pitcher checks on Pasquale. Pasquale takes off. And Chambers gets the first out. So Pasquale has to go back to first.
Yeah, that was that was very interesting. He almost overran the ball.
Will Snyder is batting. And Pasquale was off the base a little bit, and the catcher almost picked him off. And Pasquale takes off, and it's called out.
Wow. Must have just caught a foot, or I mean, he was low to the ground. Don't know how he tagged him, but he did.
Ball 3. There's now 2 outs. No runners on. And ball 4, so Snyder will take first.
Number 8,
Gio Rotolo is batting for Portland. Rotolo hits it, and it's foul. And Snyder gets caught in no man's land and gets the second safe.
Well, there's an insurance run out there.
It's a 1-2 count. And it's popped up. And
Jeez.
McGilvery with an interesting catch.
Jeez, I
It's the
guess.
third out.
The Portland 6, no runs, no hits, no errors,
After
1 left. After 6 innings complete.
6 innings complete, it's still Portland 7, Noble 5. So leading off for Noble is Matt Chambers.
We have a new center fielder for Portland, Seth.
It's Ben Stasium. It's 1-1 count.
So Portland playing quite a bit of the bench today. and it's certainly come back to help them.
Strike two. And over the head of Chambers. It's a 2-2 count. And it's strike three, but it's bobbled. Still gets the out.
Way to stay in front of it.
The center fielder, number 7, Casey Rogers.
Now batting is Casey Rogers. Strike one. And it's low for a 1-1 count. And it's hit up the middle. So Rogers gets on with a 1-out single.
Noble keeping themselves alive here.
So Jake LaCroix
Number 16,
is batting, and he represents the tying run. Outside for ball one. No count. Throws over. In there for strike one. 2-1 count now. Checks on the runner again. Trying to keep Rogers from getting into scoring position.
Oh, there's a ball on the field.
In the dirt for ball three.
All right, well, we can't let this get too interesting here.
And it's foul.
Fortunate for that one.
So it's a full count. Rogers at first. 1 out. And it's a ball 4. So LaCroix is on first, which moves Rogers over to second. Jackson Vandenberg at the plate for Noble. Strike one. And Vandenberg represents the go-ahead run. And it's hit into center, and it drops. So it's bases loaded now.
Oh boy. And those walks will come back to haunt you.
So Casey Rogers is at third, Jake LaCroix at second, and Jackson Vandenberg on first.
Well, the only good thing is there's an out at any base, but you got to keep it in the infield.
So James Hashem at the plate, in there for strike one.
Strikeout would be nice here.
And it's hit to Nope, gets one, and not enough time to get the second, so that brings in Rogers for the sixth run for Noble. It's now 7-6 Portland.
But Noble down to their last out.
The first baseman, number 12.
But the tying run at third.
Dalton Meager at the plate. Runners on the corners. It's ball one.
Exciting baseball game here tonight.
Strike one. It's 1-1 count. And that's the third out.
Oh, way to stay with it. That ball could have ate him up, but he stayed with it.
So Dom Tachi gets the third out of the inning, and at the end of the game, it's Portland 7, Noble 6, and Portland battling their way back with scoring 5 runs in the bottom of the 5th to take the lead. And Noble made it close at the end, but Portland mustered up enough outs to end the game.
Yeah, it was definitely interesting. Holy smokes for Portland. And we'll get the balance of the handshakes, and we'll thank you very much for watching. And we're hoping to bring you a few more games here and some playoff games if we can fit them in. It looks like next week is going to be pretty rainy, so thanks again, and we'll catch you.